He is a doctor of acupuncture and Oriental medicine and specialized in TNC, which means is traditional Chinese medicine, and dermatology and pain management. And he's in 25 years in private practice. So please welcome Dr. Aaron Sui. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, let me see. Okay, let me go back to. Well, today I'm going to introduce some of the Atomy products, but I designed in a way to explain the inflammation. Okay, because we have lots of inflammation nowadays, and people are suffering from inflammation, all kinds of inflammation. And so I thought that maybe it's good that I introduce in terms of inflammation. How can we prevent inflammation with the Atomy products, Atomy, the health products, health supplements. And as you know, we're not evaluate and we don't diagnose the patient. And so we do not offer our herbal supplements or our vitamins in terms of disease. Okay, so when somebody asks me, what do I take for diabetes? What Atomy product is good for diabetes? I will not answer that question. What do I take for prostate cancer? I will not answer the question because Atomy products are not for the disease, and therefore it's not proper to answer that kind of question, and it's not proper that we ask that kind of questions. So then how do we start introduce our Atomy products in terms of prevention? Okay, can I show my can I show? Okay, how do I show my?
If you go in the bottom, at the middle, you're gonna see this green button, share screen.
Okay, let me, okay, 1 second. Okay, green button, share.
Sure, yeah.
And mine. Okay. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you just expand the
expand, okay, yeah. Very good.
Okay, good.
And then move this up here. Okay, very good. So right here on the left side, it shows a very beautiful landscape. And when the water stays where it's supposed to be, it looks beautiful, but when it's flooded, it's not. And the inflammation is almost like a flooded river in our body. And, you know, it's not clean water, and some dirty water is all over the place. That's called the flooding. And in our body, probably that can indicate inflammation in our body. So why inflammation? Because inflammation can cause cancer, okay? The cancer starts with the inflammation. So there are a lot of research is done and how it works from inflammation to cancer. So when it's inflamed, we need to prevent. And so today, that's what I'm going to talk about. How do we prevent inflammation in our body? So we have many systems in our body. We have digestive system, circulatory system, lymphatic system, and many other systems. And every system has inflammation. It's like gastritis, there is inflammation in the stomach, right? And there are so many different type of inflammations, different the systems in our body. So what are the factors of inflammatory factors? We have in Chinese medicine, we like to separate them with external and internal causes. And external causes are accidents, right? When you fall, you sometimes you fracture, you scrape your skin, and that can cause the inflammation, and environmental pollution, of course. And sometimes mosquito bite can cause inflammation. And the diet, a poor diet, can cause inflammation. And recently, lots of stress. People are feeling lots of under the stress. The stress can cause inflammation. How? The stress can lower our immune system, and that's how we can. They can cause inflammation in our body. And of course, we have external pathogens like viruses and the bacteria. Okay, so those are the external causes. Internal causes, and there are genetic factors, immune disorder, and the poor circulation can cause inflammation. And in Chinese medicine, we also call it qi and blood deficiency. The blood is not enough, or the quality of blood is not so good, or indeficiency. And I can elaborate a little more about the indeficiency later. Indeficiency in Chinese medicine can cause menopause symptoms, and sometimes can cause insomnia and so on. So Atomy food supplements are not for treating disease. So everybody knows that, but it's difficult to practice, right? When somebody asks you, what's good for diabetes? Oh, here, Hemohim. What's good for cancer? Oh, here. It's hard to practice, and I know we all like to help. But we need to help in a proper way, okay? And we need to refer your patients, your clients, your customers, your friends, family members. You need to be careful. Carefully refer them to the right physician or right product. Okay, and we definitely don't want to recommend any medications, because we're not allowed or licensed to prescribe any kind of a medication, right? And so healthy lifestyle is very important to prevent inflammation also, like a drinking. This is a very obvious, the pictures, couch potato, right? Watching TV, it's no exercise, lots of stress, and don't get well with other people, fighting all the time. That's all can cause inflammation in our body. So right here, this is on the left side is a healthy red blood cell, and on the right side is not healthy blood cell. Okay, on the left side, it's very bright and very round, and they're not sticking together. And the right side, they're all stuck together. And guess what? On the right side, if the person doesn't improve the red blood cell quality, then gradually we'll have all kinds of symptoms. Vascular symptoms in the circulatory system. It can cause a stroke, it can cause the heart attack, and so on. Okay, and sometimes if you don't drink enough water, that can cause like this type of the blood quality. So make sure you drink lots of water. The raw water is very important. The bottled water is not really recommended. However, that's the only thing that you have. That's good enough, right? Otherwise, I really recommend alkaline water to my patients. How do you make alkaline water? And I can talk about it later. Okay. And so the blood in the circulatory system is a very, very, very important, because the blood goes to everywhere, right? So if the blood quality is no good, if there is an inflammation in the blood vessels, in the venous and artery and so on, and that can cause lots of problems, because it can cause problems in the nervous system, heart, circulatory system, digestive system, muscular system, and so on, right? So, and we have we have artery, and we have vein, and we also have capillaries. The capillaries are very fine blood vessels, and where it has there is oxygen gas exchange there, and also lots of the activities going on there. As you can see right here, red is from arterial, and the blue is from the vein. Right, there is an exchange. So if you look at down to the bottom of our feet, right? So we have lots of capillaries, and around the hands we have lots of capillaries, right? Around the heart we have lots of capillaries. In the lungs we have lots of capillaries. And I thought about, when I look at this picture, I thought about the ginseng, right? Ginseng looks like exactly like a man. It has lots of capillaries. It is fine roots. They have lots of capillaries. When I taste the ginseng, when I taste the fine root, I taste more potent than the trunk. Believe it or not, if you ever tried the raw ginseng, the roots has a more potent taste than the trunk. Right, and of course we have red ginseng. Red ginseng is a processed ginseng from this white raw ginseng to reduce the harshness of the ginseng. Why? Because ginseng is very, very hot, right? So for a person who's very hot in nature, then probably red ginseng is better versus the white raw ginseng, right? So as you can see, I put this right here. Well, what does the ginseng to do with the blood vessels? This ginseng can improve the function in the capillaries. Okay, and how to improve in Chinese medicine? We call it qi tonics. This is number one qi tonic in Chinese medicine. That means we have the blood, and we have to have energy to move the blood. That's the qi, the energy. Yeah. So this ginseng, ginseng is almost like assisting the engine, the heart, to pump all the way to the capillaries. Yeah. So that's why I put the ginseng right here. And now I like to talk about before I talk about the hemohim. That can improve the blood quality in our body. In my medical school, the teacher, the professor didn't taught me this formula can improve red blood cells and white blood cells. And later, after I met Atomy and also this hemohim. And I realized, I questioned myself, does it really help red blood cells and white blood cells all together? And the answer is yes. Yeah. Because the red blood cells, as you know, it carries oxygen and also all the nutrients and all the minerals. And the white blood cells are our immune cells to protect ourselves. Yeah. So this hemohim is formulated actually from this old Chinese formula. It's from Song Dynasty. Um, and it has 4 ingredients, but in the hemohim we only have 3 ingredients. And I questioned why there are only the 3 ingredients, because the one of the ingredients is very good. However, when you concentrate that ingredient, that could cause, they can stimulate the hormone system, and also that can be toxic, you know. So they got rid of that ingredient, and they formulated with 3 with a special formulation. Okay, so those 3 ingredients are good enough to make the blood tonics. And the blood tonic, like I said, it helps red blood cells and white blood cells. So it improves our blood quality and also improves our the immune system. Okay. And another thing is, it's not only helping the blood quality, but also it helps the blood circulation. Okay. So if somebody has a poor circulation, and cold hands, cold feet, and looks very pale, and cannot, you know, concentrate because of the poor blood quality, and especially for ladies after the cycle, I sometimes I give them a recommendation of steak therapy. Have you heard steak therapy? Maybe not, because I made it. I made it up. Steak therapy to improve the blood, the red blood cells, and also iron to tonify, to replenish the loss of blood during the cycle, right? So this is good for, especially we call it especially good for the ladies, but for men also we can use this formula. The next, I like to talk about how do we clean inside of blood vessels, because we have lots of junk and gunk in our blood vessels, right? And there are a lot of cholesterols and LDL and lots of you know, saturated fat, and from our poor diets, one hamburger can cause all the all the pollutions in our bloodstream. Okay, so when you use when you put the gas, what kind of gas do you like to put into your car? Is it regular or super unleaded? And when you change your engine oil, how often do you change? How do I change our engine oil in our body? Okay, where is our engine? Our engine is the heart, right? And how do I clean the blood vessels? That I'm going to talk about. Before I explain, when you clean the grease in your hand, what do you use to clean? Do you just use the soap or water, or you use the grease to clean the grease? So the best way is really, you know, those mechanics, they use the grease to clean their hand. You know, the grease can clean the dirty grease, and then they use soap, right, and the water, of course, right? So put that in your mind, and then I'm going to explain how do I clean it. So this is the oil change, right? The omega-3. So omega-3, it helps to dissolve some of the bad oil in our body and cleanse it, and help our brain function, and also our heart. Okay, so here EPA is mainly for the heart, and the DHA is mainly for the brain. And brain has a lot of oil, believe it or not. It's quite greasy actually, and the brain needs lots of good oil in our brain, right? And okay. So this is about the EPA and also the DHA, and the vitamin E oil in the Atomy, the omega-3. And another thing I like to mention, I noticed Atomy company tried to when they formulate the herbal formula, they like to use the TCM mechanism, which means when I'm also a herbalist, when I mix my herbal formulas, I need to use in a certain way to promote the synergistic function, okay? Which means it makes it stronger and better and more effective, right? So, when the Atomy, the company, when they put things together, for instance, milk thistle, it's not just a milk thistle. It has a lots of other ingredients that supports the milk thistle's function to improve and for efficiency, right? Okay, so why probiotics? After this all, the omega-3, because in our gut, we absorb most of our the nutrients, and sometimes our gut doesn't absorb our nutrients. And sometimes our gut absorbs all kinds of gunk into our bloodstream. So the intestines need to be very clean and it's a better environment to absorb certain nutrients. Certain conditions are in illness and people cannot absorb, and some people with the intestinal leaky gut syndrome. Have you heard leaky gut syndrome? It's basically the intestinal wall is like wide open, right? There are little tiny holes, all the nutrients leaking out of there, and that can cause the inflammation. And so we could have, leaky gut syndrome and Crohn's disease, and also irritable bowel syndrome, sometimes diarrhea, sometimes constipation, and sometimes hard to pass, and then after you pass, and then it's all water, So that's all the symptoms of intestines. So we need to improve our intestinal wall and protect intestinal wall from bad bacteria and from bad nutrition, and also some of the even it's a good nutrition. If you're allergic to it, you have to avoid those in order to prevent inflammation. Okay. So this is inflammation in our gut. Stress can cause a GI inflammation. Toxins. What are the toxins? We don't know what kind of toxins we eat. Sometimes they use the pesticides or heavy metals, and you can get into our bloodstream, and food particles, and some people with diverticulitis, inflammation in the pockets in the large intestine, the food particles like a sesame seed can get in there and then cause more inflammation. So those patients cannot eat the sesame seed. Those are small seeds they cannot eat. Okay, and of course the drugs, Tylenol and the pain medications and so on. And of course the pathogens, bacteria, virus, fungus, and sometimes organ malfunction can cause inflammation, GI inflammation. And SIBO is small intestine, this bacteria overgrowth. And when we have overwhelming bad bacteria growing in our small intestine, believe it or not, people will have a bloating, and they also have a headache, and they say, I have a breakout, and also I have joint pain, and I feel tired. So guess what? It's not in your mind or in your brain, it's really in your small intestine, okay? You can do a self-diagnosis, but try not to prolong your problem. You need to find a specialist and to check, right? So, and the Atomy has another product, the probiotics, and I'm sure you already know this product, and you already tried this product. and I tried and I have a loose bowels. So what's that mean? I need the time to adjust. Okay, so don't worry when you have a loose bowels after you have a probiotics, and because your body is adjusting, right? Yeah. So when somebody says, you know, I have a constipation, and my constipation improved after I took a probiotic. Very good. I don't have a constipation, and so after I take a probiotic, I have loose bowels. Enzyme. Who needs enzyme? Everybody needs enzyme. Why? Because as we get older, we don't produce much of enzyme. That means, you know, when you're a teen, you can have 3 Burger King, but after 40, 50, you can only have 1, and you cannot finish the potato French fries, right? So we all need the enzyme. So when do we need enzyme? This digestive enzyme, when you eat late, especially when you eat meat late, you had a steak at 9 o'clock and you had a big meal at night, make sure you take this, because I guarantee that you will wake up tired because your stomach worked all night long while you're sleeping, right? So you wake up tired, your face is puffy, your tongue is flabby, meaning your tongue looks swollen. You will see the teeth marks on both sides. That means you ate too late, right? And you can examine your tongue every morning. And if your tongue has a very thick coating or thin coating, thick coating means a pizza coating. That means you had the pizza very late and with the beer. Then I guarantee that you have a thick coating and a very thick the feeling in your tongue. Okay. So enzyme, I recommend that we take this every meal. Like you can take while you're having meal, or you can have after 30 minutes, 1 hour or so. Okay. Right here, I put this right here because this also can assist our digestion in terms of fat diet, right? So when we eat lots of fat diet, and this is a good the supplement or a good tea to drink. And when do we drink this tea? What's the best time to drink? I recommend that you drink in the morning. Why? Because if you drink too late, then because of caffeine, you know, you'll be awake. Okay. So if you're not afraid of, you know, not sleeping at night, then take this after a big meal. But if you want to have a fresh morning, wake up, and if you want to have you know, ready for your breakfast, maybe this is good for the morning tea, right? And you know, like a morning coffee, right? I'm sure it's if you want to drink coffee, that's fine. If you drink this, that's fine also. You know, it's up to your preference. Okay. So why this? The POOL-RT has a gallic acid. Gallic acid is, you know, it's one of the ingredient in one of the component in this the POOL-RT, and this, as you know, it protects our cells, and also it decreases inflammation. Believe it or not, right? So this is also a good practice to take, and how it's different from other POOL-RT. As you can see right here is, you know, compared to regular POOL-RT, when you have 1 pack of the Atomy POOL-RT extract, you're almost like drinking 33 cups. However, you're not drinking 33 cups of caffeine though. So it's not, it's not that the strong caffeine with the, this calculation, right? Okay, so that's enough for the blood vessels, and now I like to talk about some of the vitamins with the Atomy. I'm showing this because the pirates, the characteristic of pirates, they all have bad teeth. I don't know if you remember seeing them. They don't have good teeth. Or they don't have a teeth. Or they have a gum bleeding, right? And during the Voyager from Europe, those Voyagers from European countries, they came to the North and the South America to explore, or I don't know, or for the business or something, right? But they had a severe problem. They had scurvy, right? Those symptoms, the symptoms of scurvy, as you might know, the swollen gums and severe joint pains, and the bleeding inside. The organs start to bleed and bleed to death, right? So how did they prevent or treated this problem? Actually, they didn't use the medicine. They used the lime. The scurvy killed about 2 million sailors, right? Between 15th and the 18th century. It's due to vitamin C deficiency, right? So if you can take scurvy, if you can take a vitamin or orange or lime, you can prevent all of these problems. And so I lived in the Central America for a while, and in their culinary, when they cook something, they all squeeze the lime. They squeeze the lime everywhere. They put not the lime, lemon in beer, right? Corona beer, they put the lime or lemon in the beer. They squeeze all the the citrus in their dishes, right? The fishes, they squeeze the lime, and everywhere they squeeze the lime. Even they have an insect bite, they squeeze the lime and juice, and then they put on the skin, right? So the lime, I think, it started during that period of time. It already the word of mouth, right? They spread it to the South America. They think the lime or lemon is the miracle drug for this problem. But strangely enough, a lot of people died. However, there are some of the animals in the boat didn't die. Do you know which one? The one of them is rat. There were a lot of rats in the boat. They didn't die because they make their own vitamin C's. The human, long time ago, we also were able to make the vitamin C's in the liver, right? There's a certain enzyme in the liver that converts some of the nutrients into vitamin C. That we don't have that enzyme anymore. Therefore, we don't convert that, right? So with the lack of vitamin C, we can, as you saw, there are a lot of issues. But there's a vitamin C in laboratory studies and can also prevent some of the cancers. Okay, that means that they can prevent infection or inflammation, right? So gum inflammation and some of the skin inflammation, it can prevent those inflammation, therefore is able to prevent some of the cancers. So this is the Atomy all natural color energy Atomy color food, the vitamin C. They emphasize on this color food because the colors are very important. The color, those colors on the fruits and the vegetables, they actually protect themselves, you know. And so when we eat those the color food, they can also protect ourselves, our skin also, and some of the membranes in our body. You see, in Chinese medicine, we call it the red color enters the heart, and the yellow color enters the stomach, and the green color enters the liver, the black color enters the kidneys. What else? White color enters the lung. Okay, so like pomegranate, you will enter the heart to improve the circulation. So I'm going to talk about the pomegranate later, and it's a very, very interesting fruit. And this is it has a lot of symbolic meanings of this fruit. Okay, it's in Mediterranean countries, they call this pomegranate as a miracle fruit. So, so we continue with the liver and how we can protect our liver. Liver is an organ to detox our body. So if you are a smoker, if you drink a lot, then you know your liver is very, very tired. And also, if you don't sleep between 11 and 1, then liver is very, very tired. So make sure you sleep in that period of time. Otherwise, you wake up with a red eyes, your eyes are tired, and you know your body is not able to detox your body. And like I explained in the beginning, the milk thistle is not alone; it has lots of other ingredients. You know, it has the groups of vitamin B's. Okay, and why? Because this can protect, and not only protect the liver, but also produce the energy, right? And also rhodiola. Rhodiola is it's a flower. It's like a chrysanthemum flower. It's not the same, but it's a flower. It's mostly yellow color. It reduces inflammation in the liver, but also in the eyes. Okay, it brightens the eyes. It helps your eyes. Okay, so milk thistle in Chinese medicine, there I wrote some Chinese. This can detox and also detox the heat and toxins in our body. This also can reduce the cholesterol. So if anybody has a high cholesterol, this is one of the product that you can add in, right? Other than omega-3 and PURT, milk thistle, those three products you can add in if somebody has a high cholesterol. And the rhodiola, this flower, I will show you the flower picture later. This also can help the blood sugar, okay? And also anxiety and depression. So if somebody has, let's say, anxiety, I'll show you later, and depression, and this is one good product to add. And another thing is, hopefully you don't drink a lot after, you know, on 4th of July. But if you did, make sure you take this in advance and also afterwards, because this can help you to wake up from your drink, right? To detox the alcohol in your body. Okay, B vitamin. So stressed, are you stressed and no energy? Make sure you take milk thistle and vitamin B complex. That's why in the milk thistle product also have vitamin B, uh, lots of vitamin Bs. So if you take B complex together, this can help you, especially people with overly stressed. Okay, people. Not physical stress actually, it's more of the mental stress and lots of frustration, uh, um, anxiety, depression, that type of stress. They're stressed indoor, not outdoor. It's not farmers stress, it's more of the indoor stress, with the computers and so on. Okay, so why did I put this here? Because this also has a lot of the vitamins. This also detox. It can also detox our body, and I put this here because it has a rich in amino acid, and amino acid. Can help certain type of sores in our body, canker sores and cold sores. You have, quite often people have cold sores around their lips and the canker sores in their tongues, and, it's burning. They cannot drink orange juice, and those are the canker sores. And believe it or not, you can try it, spirulina. You can try if somebody has canker sores. And this also, since it has rich in proteins and amino acid, along with vitamin Bs, this also can improve your energy level, okay? If you have a low energy, and also this also can combine. It has a lot of the fibers also, and so and the minerals, right? So especially the mineral, the vitamin K. There's another product. The product has a vitamin K. The vitamin K is a blood coagulator. People who bleed easily, can take a vitamin K. And I think the pomegranate also has a vitamin K. And another mineral, the important mineral that this product has is the iron. Okay, so let's say after if you're iron deficiency, especially after the cycle, and you can try this along with chemohim. Okay, so we talked about the liver and the eyes and so on. So I'm going to continue with the eyes and the liver. This is a macular degeneration. Okay, when you wake up in the morning, not only in the morning, you have blurry vision. You start to have like a double vision, or it's blurry. You cannot see clearly. You need to scratch your eyes. This can all improve. The macular degeneration is caused by the age, and also aging. Okay, age and aging. What's the difference? The age is it's inevitable. You cannot avoid. Every single second you're aged. We're all aged. However, aging is you can prevent aging. You see, you're 50 but you look 40. That means you're not aging. You're aged but you're not aging. You're 70, you look 50. So that means you're old but you're not aging. You're preventing, right? So the macular degeneration, as you can see, it's quite serious. It's a center vision. You cannot see their eyes. You cannot see their nose. You cannot see their neck. That's the macular degeneration caused by the macular issues. Yeah. So why we're aging? Because this is the first time in human history that we're using our cell phones and the computers. We start to use a TV, in 50s, 60s, so on and so on. But now it's it's a really serious problem. Those markets, those companies don't disclose the issues. But we all experience every day that, if you look at cell phones too long, too much in the dark at night, and we could have problems, dry eyes, right? It start with the dry eyes or pink eyes, not the illness pink eyes. It's the pink. It's literally pink because of lots of heat in your eyes. So how do we cool the heat in our eyes? This is the flower. This is a marigold. The marigold, the marigold is a flower. It's this is a main ingredient of lutein. The lutein is abstract. The abstract of this marigold flower. Okay, this in Chinese medicine we call it. It clears damp heat. So damp heat right now, the Atlanta is very damp because of this climate, rainy and hot. So that's pure damp heat. And do you know what's other damp heat? Is the alcohol is a pure damp heat. Okay, so if you drink the beer in this hot, humid weather, your body is more damp and the heat. And this flower can clear the damp heat, and also it clears the heat in our body, right? So if somebody angry easily, this is a good ingredient because when you get angry, your eyes are red, your face is red, is all red in your upper body. So this is a good ingredient. So it's in Chinese medicine. This also can decrease inflammation, okay? So protect your eyes early, okay? Don't wait. If you wait, it's too late. You have to see the ophthalmologist, right? How can you prevent to see all those specialists? You need to prevent in advance, okay? So this is what we promote. The Atomy products, we promote to prevent the cause of the problem, okay? Okay, so now we go down to our, this product is, we all think this is for the prostate and for male, but can women take this? Yes and no. If woman takes this, what does it help? And how does it help? Okay. And it says a 5 power up Atomy supplemental. This is a difference from other companies' product. When we say supplement, oh, I know that. I'm taking that too. But what are the other ingredients? And they don't know, right? So those other 5 ingredients are doing synergistic work. They work together to make it better and the more efficient, right? So can women take a supplemental, and can supplemental help hair loss? So that's the answer. Okay, so women can take this to help not only urinary function, okay, but also hair loss due to hormone imbalance, okay? As we get older, the women start to have less estrogen and more male hormone, testosterone, right? So because of that, then we, women also start to lose hair like a man. So this is the supplemental can prevent that. And there's one medicine, I don't know the name, I forgot the name, but that is also the same mechanism as a supplement. Okay, this can help the loss of hair. Then on the left side, the fingers, if you can look at your fingers, and how do you find out if you have a high estrogen versus a high testosterone? This is, believe it or not, you can try it. You don't have to trust 100%, but you for fun, you can check your fingers. Okay, if your index finger is longer than ring finger, that means you're high in estrogen. Okay, so for a male, if your ring finger is longer, that means high in testosterone. Okay, so if you're a woman, your ring finger is higher than the index finger, that means you have a possibility that you could lose hair. And also the hormone imbalance, right? So this is not only to help the prostate enlargement, but also for women, there is PCOS symptoms. You know, I have lots of patients with PCOS, especially nowadays. It's polycystic ovarian syndrome. Yeah, there are a lot of, it's not really a tumor, it's like a cyst, lots of cysts. It's like like a grapes in the uterus area. It's a polycystic. So if somebody has a tendency of having PCOS, you don't say this is going to treat your PCOS. You don't say that, but this can help and prevent some of the PCOS through scientific research, right? And also chronic pelvic pain syndrome. Do you know what is a pelvic pain syndrome? When you put your hands on your waist, you know, in the front and the back, that's the pelvic bone, right? You know, the people can have the pain, sometimes are quite severe. Sometimes, you know, during the cycle, can have this condition. And this can help chronic pelvic syndrome, okay? Let's see, I wanted to talk about something, I forgot. Okay, let's move on. Okay, pomegranate. I talked about the pomegranate is it's symbolic. It's a very symbolized in European countries. You know, in many religions, you know, they like to use this fruit as a symbol. You know, I've been to Granada, Spain. You know, in Spain, in Granada, there the whole state, the symbol is pomegranate. So this is the king's seal. You know, you can see here's a pomegranate right here, and this is queen's seal has you know the pomegranate picture, and you know they sculptured a pomegranate and they printed pomegranate everywhere in the city. Yeah, so if you have ever visit Granada, Alhambra Palace is there. You'll see lots of pomegranate symbols because this is a symbol of fertility. So if somebody has infertility issues, you can try this. If somebody has a cycle issue, menstrual cycle issue, you can try this. Okay. This is red color, so it enters the bloodstream, especially to the heart, and everywhere is red. This will go, right? Yeah, so this nourishes, and in Christian religion, pomegranate represents the promise of eternal life. Wow, eternal life, right? Yeah, so this is a very vital, the fruit, and this is also they call it miracle fruit in Spain. So there are health, 7 health benefits. It supports the brain function in terms of blood circulation, right? It helps breast in terms of circulation, okay? Promotes cardiovascular in terms of blood circulation, and lowers blood pressure in terms of blood circulation. It also can, I was going to write, can pomegranate help men too? If you look at that, you can also protect against prostate cancer. So men can also try with the what was it? Anyway, and like I said, this also has a vitamin K. So let's see, if somebody has like a heavy bleeding, especially the menstrual cycle bleeding, I don't know, you can try this, and you can have your own experience, okay, if this can help a heavy bleeding. But just to look at the ingredients, I think this can also help the people with the heavy bleeding. The people with the PCOS also have a heavy bleeding. So you can try some of the ingredients, some of the products, see if they can improve the the menstrual cycle. Okay. Okay, so I think this is almost the end. This is Sephora. This is known for the menopause, treating menopause conditions, or assisting or helping menopause conditions like hot flashes and so on. However, I like to bring up the side effect of this. Of course, it has a very good the function and ingredients and so on, but you also need to know some of the side effects. One of the side effects is soy allergy. Okay, in America, we have a tendency that people have lots of soy allergy. Okay, so anything with the soy, they have a problem. So soy sauce, they have a problem. They have tofu has a problem, and I asked, why do you have a problem? Tofu is a good thing, like Asians love tofu. We ate tofu for thousands of years. And why you have a problem? But believe it or not, there are a lot of, people in America has the allergy to tofu. So when they eat the sushi, they cannot eat the regular soy sauce, okay? So one of the symptoms is hives, okay? The skin swells, the lips swells, the face swells, and swell up, okay? You need to, when you have a swollen face, itching, do not take this, okay? Especially when somebody has eczema due to the skin, the food allergies, try to avoid this, okay? Okay, however, Sephora in Chinese medicine is very, very good for, clear the heat also, and clear the blood, the heat in the blood. And this is also can help stop bleeding because of vitamin K right here. Okay, so all the product has vitamin K is really helping to the blood coagulation. Okay, it improves people with easily get bleed. The skin when they bump somewhere, you easily get bleed and so on. You can try this, and this also has a vitamin D. My recommendation is we try to balance our lifestyles between indoor and outdoor, because after industrialization, everything is indoor, so the people start to have symptoms of vitamin D deficiency, okay? So we can take extra vitamin D, but we also need to have a natural sunlight to get vitamin D. Okay, so I think this is end of it. Thank you very much for listening. I'm ready for your questions.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Aaron.